Today's video is a continuation of my talk with D-Rock a couple of weeks ago. In last week's video, he shared how he started his chuck wagon and his mission to help nomads who help each other. And today we pick up right where we left off. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to Miles to Myself. I'm Michelle. This is the second part of my talk with D-Rock. If you missed part one, you can watch it here. I'll throw up a card wherever it's going to come up. I'll also put that video link in the description below. And just a quick note, everything D-Rock shares here is from his perspective and his experience. I haven't fact-checked any of the policy of the homelessness information he talks about, including anything related to the NVRC. I'm just giving him space to share his story. All right, let's jump back in.
National Vehicle Residency Collective, NVRC, and they're a nonprofit whose main focus is on policy. And they try to keep the laws favorable to nomadic people and to homeless people, keeping public lands open to the public and making safe parking spaces and safe beds in the shelter if that's what's necessary.
Yeah, I never heard of that, so I'm glad to know about that.
Yeah, what I've been really finding, it's quite disappointing the way that this country's handling our homelessness. We find that they're spending money in ways that is not really helping. The state of California spent some $24 billion over the past few years to double their homelessness. And there's just the incentive is that the people at the top of those NGOs that are there to allegedly help the homeless are paid by the number of homeless. And so it is not truly in their interest to reduce the homeless situation.
Oh.
They are incentivized to have more. And that is why I think California has the situation that it has. What I personally advocate for the most is a model like the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, uses in Arizona, and there's a couple of California locations too, that are called long-term visitor areas.
Oh, I've heard of those.
The cost is about $1 a day, and it provides very basic service, low-cost basic service. It has water, it has trash receptacles, and it has pit toilets. I think that there's a lot of people that are comfortable living in their vehicles and don't really want to be transitioned into a sticks and bricks type group home or that type of situation. And the savings to the government, instead of putting these people in jail, which is often the solution, putting them in a mental hospital, that is their solution, for about $1 a day, they could provide these people to have a spot where they could still have their freedoms and be self-determining. And that's what a lot of it's about out here, that people get to make their own choices.
Yeah.
The cost of living is very reasonable. That's how I'm able to help out so many folks here. It doesn't take a lot to buy a sack of rice and a sack of beans.
Right.
But a lot of these people don't even have a cooking facility. If you live in a Dotson, you probably don't have a stove.
Right.
And so it's really an economical solution, and I'd love to see our government look at it that way instead of trying to push people into a place that they don't choose. Just make some places available that would be safe, that they could park and use their own rigs. It's an economic solution.
I just met Bob Wells last week, and he told his story of how, in 2008 when the economy crashed, a lot of people were asking him, what do I do? I lost my house, or I'm going to lose my house, and I see that you're living in your vehicle. How do I do that? And a lot of people reached out to him, and that's how he got started, was just helping other people to live like he was living because he had no choice.
Yeah, I love Bob, and I'm very supportive of his group, Homes on Wheels Alliance, HAWA. They have a caravan starting in a couple days. I'm hoping to drop by for a little bit. But they're very good at helping people to find their tribe, to find your community out here, and to teach the necessary skills, not just to sustain yourself out here, but also to be a good steward of the land, which is very important. If we want to keep using these lands, we've got to keep them in good shape and keep them cleaned up.
Absolutely.
And I guess I'd be kind of doubling back, but on the subject of the LTVAs, where they have the trash, the receptacles available, those areas are completely clean. You don't go through and see trash. Whereas there's other public lands that do not have a receptacle available, and sadly some people don't take care of it. The people that are like HAWA and of a like mind, we all pick up our mess. But there's some people just not doing that. And I feel like if there was a dumpster there or a spot available, that it would keep it a lot cleaner.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I noticed down the road from here, there's 18 dumpsters.
Yes, this town, we're in Lake Havasu, California. I guess maybe Needles would be the town.
Needles, yeah.
Yeah, they have a great public dump area. There's 6 or 7 big old dumpsters that anybody can pull up and dispose of their refuse.
Yeah, it helps to keep the area clean, that is for sure.
And you know, when I've worked with these more homeless type groups as opposed to the more nomadic, water becomes a big issue
Oh, yes.
too. And that's what I hear the most. If I'm at an encampment trying to help out, what is it that's your struggle? And it's getting rid of trash, having food, and having water.
Yeah.
The encampments generally get driven further and further out of town because people don't want to see it and they don't want to help.
Yeah.
So they don't get services provided and they just get pushed further and further.
Yeah.
So some people are walking 5 miles carrying all the water that they need.
Jeez.
And I just think a lot of the general public doesn't know what a luxury it is to simply turn a tap and have water. There's a lot of people that go without.
We sure do take it for granted in our old lives. I know I did.
Yeah, I save every drop.
Yeah.
If I wash my vegetables in it first, I'm going to wash my dishes in it next.
Yes, there you go.